lab, we will show you the different instruments that are used for surveying. Okay. Today is the first class for surveying, so you need to understand what is the meaning of surveying at first. Okay. So surveying means is the different type of measurements in the ground. The measurements could be vertical measurements, that is the height of any point with respect to the ground. It could be the distance between the 2 points in the horizontal plane, as well as it could be the angle between the 2 points, okay, in the horizontal plane as well as in the vertical plane. Okay, so for understanding the concept of surveying, obviously we need to understand that there are different type of instruments which are available for doing the measurements. Okay, surveying is nothing but the measurements. Along with the surveying, you will also hear another term which is called as leveling. Okay, in the leveling part, obviously we will do those same kind of measurements in the vertical plane, right? Now, in case of surveying, there are two types of surveying that are considered. Okay, number one is plane surveying, number two is geodetic surveying. This plane and geodetic surveying are differentiated in terms of the area that is going to be surveyed. जितना एरिया ज़्यादा होगा उतना अर्थ का जो कर्वेचर है उसको हम लोगों को कंसिडरेशन में लेना होगा. दैट इज वाई देयर आर टू पार्ट्स. वन इज प्लेन सर्वेइंग. प्लेन सर्वे जहाँ पे जो अर्थ का जो सरफेस है उसको प्लेन माना जाता है. ऑब्वियसली प्लेन नहीं है, कहीं ना कहीं तो कर्वेचर होगा, लेकिन अगर छोटा एरिया अगर हम देखते हैं तो वो एरिया हम लोग प्लेन की तरह उसको कंसिडर करके उसका जो मेजरमेंट्स है उसको ले सकते हैं. एंड द सेकेंड पार्ट इज ऑब्वियसली जियोडेटिक सर्वेइंग. इन दैट केस वी विल बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द कर्वेचर ऑफ द अर्थ. अर्थ का जो सरफेस का जो कर्वेचर है उसको हम लोग वहाँ पे कंसिडर करेंगे. यहाँ पे हम लोग को ये जानना होगा कि ये जो एरिया है कितना एरिया तक हम लोग प्लेन सर्वेइंग करेंगे और कितना एरिया तक हम लोग जियोडेटिक सर्वेइंग करेंगे. ठीक है, प्लेन सर्वेइंग के लिए हम लोगों के पास जो एरिया होगा वो होगा 250 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर तक. उससे ज्यादा अगर एरिया हो जाए तो हम लोग उसको जियोडेटिक सर्वेइंग मानेंगे. ठीक है, तो पहले हम लोग जानेंगे प्लेन सर्वेइंग के बारे में. ठीक है, प्लेन सर्वेइंग में बहुत सारा टेक्निक्स है जिससे हम लोग प्लेन सर्वेइंग का जो चीज़ है हम लोग बहुत डिफरेंट टेक्निक के सहारे हम लोग मेजर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, और ये जो टेक्निक्स है ज़्यादातर डिपेंड करता है जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट है उसके नाम के ऊपर. ठीक है, तो पहला जो बहुत पुराना तरीका है जिसको पहले एकदम पहले मैंने सर्वेइंग जब शुरू हुआ था तब हम लोग करते थे, दैट इज नोन एज चेन सर्वेइंग. ओके, हियर in this lab we have a chain with us. Okay, that chain will be used. Okay, and I will be showing you what are the different parts of the chain which you need to understand, and along with that one what are the different type of measurements that we could take with the chain. Okay, now here we have a chain. Okay, this chain will be held like this when we will be going to the ground. After going to the ground, it will be unfolded in this way. Okay, it is better to keep the hold of this particular thing, this handle. This handle is known as brass handle because it is made of brass material. Okay, some alloy material is there, brass. With this we used to prepare it, and the length is written as 30 meter. On either side there is a handle. On either handle this 30 meter marking is written. Okay, so we have two handles with us. These two are called as brass handle, and the total length of the chain is 30 meter. That means we could measure up to 30 meter. Okay, that is well and good. But I have already said that in the beginning there was only this chain available. No other instrument for measurement was available. Today we have some measuring tapes like the cloth tapes. Cloth tapes are like this. Okay, they are folded. They could be extended in this way. Okay, and along with these cloth tapes, we have another type of tape that is called as steel tape. The material is better in terms of quality. It is called as steel tape, this one. Okay, in the same way, we could pull it for the different measurements. Okay, but in the earlier days, these tapes were not available. Only available thing was the chain. Okay, so how to measure the length with the chain? Because we know if we put both the ends on the ground on a flat surface, it will give us 30 meter length. Okay, but how to consider 1 meter, 2.5 meter, this kind of lengths? Okay, so here in the chain you could see some different parts are there. This linear part is there, and here a combination of a few rings are there. Okay, this is called as link. Link is having a length of, for this particular case, 20 centimeter. Okay, now what is up to how much the 20 centimeter is there, or how can we get the 20 centimeter? Because there is a straight part, then there are 3 rings, after that again another straight part is there. On this particular side with the handle, only 1 ring is there, no other 3 rings are not present, only 1 ring is there. So how to consider this one? Here we have 3 rings. If we take the middle ring of this side and the middle one of this side, and we take the length between center point of this side's link to center point of this side's link, then we will get the 20 centimeter length. Okay, this is called as link. This is 20 centimeter. Okay, now in this 20 centimeter link, in this particular chain there are 5 links, so that we can get up to 1 meter. If we take 5 links, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we take this end, one handle's end, up to the middle ring of this one, then we will get 1 meter. ये हमारा 1 meter होगा, this one. Okay. Again, we will take another 5 links. It will give us 2 meter. Okay. And from again, if we take 5 links, we will get 3 meter. Okay. So this is our 3 meter point. One important observation in the 3 meter point, there is a kind of thing which looks like a tooth. Okay. यह दिख रहा है दांत की तरह है, ठीक है? This is called as tally. Okay. So from one end at 3 meter, this one tally is present. Just try to remember the shape of this tally. Let us move to the next tally. Let us move to the next tally, which will be at 6 meter. Here you could easily see there was a single teeth in the first tally, but here we have 2 teeth. Okay, so it is indicating twice the length that we have measured in the first case. At the first case we have measured 3 meter multiplied by 2 6 meter, ये हमारा 6 मीटर दिखाएगा, ठीक है. Up to 6 meter we will be measuring, and there will be two in the tally there will be two teeth like structures. Okay, then let us move to the third one, and it is quite expected that in the third one we will have similar type of thing, that will be the number of teeth will be 3, it will be increased by 1. Okay, 3 meter 3 meter 3 meter, another 3 meter will be 12. So at 12 meter we will get another link, which is another tally which is having 4 teeth here at 12 meter. So let us move to the next one. At 15 meter, what are we going to get? At 15 meter we will have another tally which is bigger in shape, not 5 teeth, only 1 teeth, just like the first one, but it is quite bigger than the first one. Okay, so it is the middle point of this particular chain at 15 meter. The total length was 30 meter, and at the middle point we have this one 15 meter. Okay, now let us move to the next part, which is at 18 meter. Okay, so as per the expectation there must be 6 teeth, but there are only 4 teeth. Why 4 teeth? Because we have another end. From that end we could also calculate. The length could be calculated from either end. कोई भी जो हैंडल का जो एंड है, किसी भी एंड से हम लोग जो लेंथ मेजरमेंट है वो शुरू कर सकते हैं. That is why at 3 meter as well as on the 27 meter, which is also 3 meter from the other side, we will be having similar tally, similar shaped tally. Okay, at 12 meter and 18 meter we will have similar length, similar type of tally. Okay, यहाँ पे चार्ट दिख रहा है, जब 12 मीटर हमने कैलकुलेट किया था वहाँ पे भी चार्ट था, ठीक है. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज द टैली. और ये टैली के सहारे कैसे हम लोगों को मिलेगा एक लेंथ हम लोग देख सकते हैं, ठीक है. अब फिर से वापस आता है जो पहला जो एंड था वही पे, ठीक है, क्योंकि हम लोगों का जो लिंक का लेंथ है जो 20 सेंटीमीटर है वो हम लोगों ने देखा था कि कैसे कैलकुलेट हम लोग कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. 5 लिंक को मिला के होता है 1 मीटर, और जो 3 मीटर के अंत में एक टैली रहेगा, ठीक है. अब ये 30 मीटर का चेन है, इसीलिए 3 मीटर के अंत में ये टैली दिख रहा है, ठीक है. अगर 20 मीटर का चेन होता तो 2 मीटर के अंतर में ये टैली दिखता हम लोगों को, ठीक है. बहुत सारे किस्म का चेन होता है, जैसे कि इंजीनियर चेन, गंटर्स चेन, ठीक, मेट्रिक चेन. ओके, तो ये हम लोग यहाँ पे चेन का इस्तेमाल हम लोगों ने देख लिया है, ठीक है. सो फ्रॉम दिस एंड वी विल स्टार्ट कैलकुलेशन. From either end we could start. Up to a certain distance we will be able to measure the distance through the number of links and also with the number of tallies, because if you have to measure a length of say 11 meter, then 11 into 5 55 links you will have to take. So it is better to reach a point where the 9 meter marking is there, where a tally is present. From there you could take 2 meter length with the help of 10 links. Okay, or in the backward process also we could do the same thing. but it is expected that in surveying we will be moving in the forward direction. So that is why this chain will be used. Okay. Now, how the chain is being put in the ground? Okay, it is quite simple. On both the sides, people who will be doing the surveying will be holding this chain and will be holding the handle in this way. Okay, and they will make a swing like this. Okay, it is quite a small area, that is why I cannot show. But when you will be going to the ground, you will have to do it in this way, so that the path in which this chain will be placed will be linear. क्योंकि जब इसको ग्राउंड पे रखेंगे ये ऐसे टेढ़ा मेढ़ा रहता है, ठीक है. It is the property of this particular material where, because in the ground surface you will have to apply some forces so that it will be straightened. So that is why you need to swing in this way. Okay, and when the swinging will be done, the other end, the other people who is holding the other side of the handle will be holding it forcefully. Okay, that means he will be holding it firmly, so that that point will not be moved. Now, what is that point? That point is called as station, or that point could be at any point, but the station is something from where you could easily get the details of the other locations. So when you will be going to the ground, okay, there are different type of processes, but the chain will be used at the first place. Okay. Now, what are the different steps before using this chain? First of all, we will be going to the ground and we will collect a few details. These are called as reconnaissance survey. Okay, reconnaissance survey. Reconnaissance survey through which you will be getting the details of that particular ground. Okay. Then from the reconnaissance survey, you could understand how could you go for the different type of measurements. That means how could you take the surveying field, how could you take the place in the surveying field, what will be your stations, so that all the details will be taken from there. Okay. Then other than this, there are a few terminologies that will be discussed later. These terminologies will be very much important in the surveying, like benchmark, reduce level. So when you will be going to the ground, you will have to take some suitable points through which those benchmark or reduce level could be taken very easily. Okay. In the stations, the operations will be, means the measurements. From the station, the measurements will be taken, and on a few cases, obviously, you will have to take some offsets. That means the distance from one permanent benchmark or some permanent object. Say for example, in a ground, there is a building in the corner. So from the building, you will have to take some offsets. Okay. Why? Because after completing your work, you will have to prepare one map through the drawing. Obviously, you will be drawing the map, and in that particular map, you will have to draw the details of the surroundings, so that the area could be defined very easily, area on which the surveying work will be going on. Okay. So this is how you will need to use the chain. Obviously, in the practical field, when you will be going to the field work for the practicals of the surveying, obviously you will be able to understand more about it. Okay. So these are the very basic things. Obviously, in the lectures, during the lecture classes, obviously we will be showing you more about the calculation part. Calculation means how to take the readings, what are the different type of errors that will be coming, and how to get rid of those errors. Obviously, you could say that this is a metal one, this is made of metal, so it is also having some kind of weight. So when you will be measuring, some sagging will take place. Okay, so that correction will be involved, that is sag correction. When you will be pulling this thing, this pull correction will be also be applied. Okay, and as well as another one, it is a metal, so it is quite expected that under the action of the temperature it will change its length or shape. So in that particular case we will be using the temperature correction to get the exact value of the length, or in other words we will be able to get the exact reading. Okay, so this is the chain. Okay, it is very easy and it is a linear measurements. Now let us talk about some angular measurements. For angular measurements we have with us a compass. Okay, this compass comes in this way. You will have to open the lid and you could see the values which is written over this particular scale. Okay, here the readings will be showing you that here in one side N is written. Okay, this N is indicating the north side. Okay, so whenever you will be placing it in this way, not like this, obviously we have a stand for this particular hold, we will be holding the compass. When you will be placing this, it will show you the north direction. Here in our classroom, the north direction is in this side. So that is why you could see the north direction is being shown. Even if you rotate it, it is quite expected that it will try to come back to its original shape and go back to the end where the north side is shown. Okay. Now, one very important thing is that what is the name of this particular compass? Okay, this compass is called as prismatic compass, because on this side where you will be looking into this particular scale for taking the observation or taking the reading, this prism will help you through the diffraction of the light to get the exact reading in this scale. Okay, so here is a prism inside this particular thing. Other than the prism, there are more things like this. These are some glasses in the heavy sunlight to protect your eyes from the ultraviolet rays, as well as to get the exact thing from this reading, because sometimes what will happen, the sun will come directly onto this particular scale. We have another transparent plastic thing over here. Though when the sunlight will come, it will try to reflect. So taking the readings may become difficult. So that is why these two glasses will also be there, so that you could take the readings. These two glasses need to be put over here, and here in this way you will be taking the reading. Okay, in this way. So this is your side from where you will be putting your eyes. Okay, and another part is there. What is the use of this part? This part will indicate you towards the station. Okay, from one station to another you will have to take the angle. Okay, with respect to north. Okay, what are the different bearings that will be coming, that we will discuss in the theory class again. But here these angles need to be taken. So from here, if your station is here, obviously you need to take the angle with respect to the north towards the another station. So that another station might be towards that particular side where some objects are kept. Okay, so in that particular case you will have to look into the thing in this way. Okay, that means you will have to look through this prism for the angular measurement, and you will have to look through this particular side for getting the idea about the other end where the station is situated. Okay, so how to know that the station is there? That means obviously the station point will be there, but you will have to keep something like in the station you are putting this instrument. On the station, other station from where you will have to take the angle, you will need to put something. So in that particular case, a very simple thing is kept, which is known as ranging rod. We have our ranging rod over here. Okay, you could see that it is a combination of two rods. Okay, one rod is having a point at the bottom. Okay, this point will help this particular ranging rod to penetrate into the ground. Okay, and the other side will be fixed like this. Okay, here you could see some markings are there, white, red, again white, some alternate markings are there. Why the markings are there? Number one, you will get the idea about this particular station location from a far distance with the help of these colors. Okay, obviously these colors are given in such a pattern that it will be, visible from a far distance. And another thing is that you could also measure it with the help of a tape, that what is the marking length, up to which length it has been marked. See, you will have a very important observation over here. It is around 25 centimeter. Okay, so this 25 centimeter is the standard value for this particular case. Okay, approximately 25 centimeter we could get from here. This is the standard value for this particular case. Up to the 25 centimeter you will get. Okay, so this is the way the ranging rod will be fixed, and after that, suppose with the not on this side. So we have a stand for this particular prismatic compass. Okay, it is having 3 legs, so that is why it is known as tripod. So this instrument will be fixed above this particular thing. There is a threaded part, and on that threaded part we will be fixing this instrument, okay, by rotating this one. Okay, so there are 3 legs, as I have said. That is why it is called as tripod. It will be placed in the ground, and after placing it, obviously we will be fixing this particular tripod, sorry, prismatic compass. Okay, in this way you could see that it is being easily fixed. Okay, so from the station towards this particular thing, you could take the reading in this way. Okay, now when you will be fixing these things, you will be able to see that this particular thing, this compass, is not exactly at horizontal plane. That means it is at a plane, obviously ground surface is there, and you will need to make this particular instrument's center axis as parallel to the horizontal plane. Okay. In order to do that, first of all, you may move these particular legs. 3 legs are there. You may move it so that it will be parallel to the horizontal surface. Even if it is not happening after that, you will need to readjust the locations in such a way that the centering part will always be there. So first one that I have said, it is the leveling part where it should be at level at the ground surface, and the second one is the centering. Okay, centering means it should, the middle point or any imaginary axis through this particular thing should be above, exactly vertically above the ground point. How to ensure that one? For ensuring that one, we have a plumb bob, a thing called as plumb bob. Okay, that plumb bob will be helping us to get the exact point. So this is a plumb bob where a weight is there and a string is there. You will need to hold it in this way. Okay. For this particular instrument, you may need to hold it in this way. For other better instruments, that means theodolite, or it could be for the dumpy level, you will be having one holder for this particular thing. Okay. And for another advanced instrument, that is called as total station, which will be discussed later also. In the total station, you will find that there will be a ray. Red ray will be there on the ground, which will give you the identification of the center point of this particular instrument, of the total station. Okay. So you will need to do the adjustment in that way so that the centering part will be done. Okay. So this is how you need to use the compass. Okay. You need to look in this way. There is a gap here and there is a thing exactly middle, at exactly middle. Okay. It is the horse tail here. Okay. So you will have to check in this way so that this line, this string and this ranging rod, which is located at a station, are in the same line. Okay. In this way, it will be confirmed that they are at the same line. And after that, you will need to take the observation through the prism. Okay. So it will be very easy to get the angle with respect to the north from this station to the other station where the ranging rod has been kept. Now another question will be coming to your mind, that when we are using it, how to mark the station. Okay. For marking the station, we have different things like wooden peg. These are made of wood. One pointed part is there. Okay. They may not penetrate to the ground very easily, so that is why you need to hammer it in the ground in this way. Okay. Another thing is there which is very easily available. You could put it at any intermediate points also, that is called as arrow. Okay. Again, for the arrow, there is a standardization that you need to do through the help of the steel tape. Okay. For any arrow, we have a standard length of 35 centimeter for this particular case. Okay. Up to 35 you will get, including this ring. Okay. And this ring have a diameter approximately of 50 centimeter. Sorry, 50 mm, 5 centimeter. Okay, so this is the standard size of any arrow. So these are a few instruments that will help you to get the idea about the chain surveying and compass surveying. Okay, we have along with this another type of survey which is not much popular nowadays because of getting the details in such a way that it will be recorded. So that is why you have eliminated that particular thing from our syllabus. That is called as plane table surveying. Earlier days, this plane table surveying was very important because it was very convenient to draw the map as well as take the different readings at the same time. It was very easier. But nowadays, the things are digitally improved, so that is why we need to take some, we have taken some calls and we have eliminated that particular thing from our syllabus. Okay, so first we had learned about the chain surveying where the chain is used for the linear measurements. Then for angular measurements we have this prismatic compass. Okay, now another part is there, how the improvement in the surveying has occurred. Okay, so first we have no instruments, we had chain only. So with the help of the chain surveying was done. Okay, then this compass was invented because of getting the angular values, because only linear measurements were not sufficient to get the details about that particular area. Then we had some instruments which could measure the length as well as the angle. So that is why we are requiring that thing, and that thing is very much present nowadays, both for surveying as well as for leveling. That is the total station. In between that, for the leveling purpose, we had dumpy level. For the measurements of vertical and horizontal angles, we had theodolite. So those instruments we will also try to learn in different classes. Okay, so this is it for today. We will move to the class in the second half where the theories will be expected to be explained, where the theory of chains correction as well as the calculations for the compass will also be discussed.